Witness the colossal boxing showdown nobody expected, live on Netflix. International superstar Jake Paul, the sport's most watched fighter, takes on Britain's two-time unified heavyweight world champion and Olympic gold medalist, Anthony A.J. Joshua, in the most dangerous and defining matchup of their careers. This is Judgment Day. Watch Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, Friday, December 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live on Netflix.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Every who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton. But where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and low prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as Who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of an offensive guard on the football field, but getting an elementary school crossing guard. Sure, they're both guards, but you can only trust one to keep your quarterback safe when the game is on the line. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Stop letting shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Give me that. The trends. See you leave, be the best.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. We are back with another episode of Who Will Be King. I'm here with a couple of my NFC North comrades. How y'all doing today?
Splendid. You should be.
With the Bears being back in first place.
They're back.
Yeah, hey.
Bears.
I'm pretty happy. We're looking to close out the season 5-0.
J.J. McCarthy.
5-0. Okay. I'm hoping not, but yeah. We're still alive and we'll get it. We'll get into it. But let's set it off with the Bears. You guys played first on Sunday against the Brownies.
We did kick off week 15. Well, Sunday's slate of week 15. We got those Browns up and out of here quick, fast, in a hurry. So the Bears are now the leader in the NFC North, as again, we're the leader of that pack as of today. We are the champions of the NFC East, swept that division, and we went 3-1 against the AFC North. Can't be too mad at things, right? It's a good way of living life. But quick thing about that game. The game was the fourth coldest in Chicago Bears history. It was -20 at some points during that 3-hour melee in which we destroyed the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders had probably his worst game as a football player, not just as a professional football player, as a football player. He had I think, sub 30 QBR. Right? He was sacked 5 times. He threw 3 interceptions. Just not a good game all around. The Browns didn't come to play. They were, in my opinion, this is just me speculating, they were intimidated by the cold. They didn't want to hit at any point in the first 2 series. of the game. They let the Bears run down the field in that opening kickoff, and no one was trying to tackle anybody. The first time they got the ball, they let Quinshon Judkins get balled up repeatedly, and none of that offensive line was out there trying to stop any of the Bears defenders from moving them around, though. As we said many a times this season, the Bears don't have a good pass rush to save their lives. The Bears got 5 sacks on Shedeur, as I mentioned earlier. And not just did they only have 5 sacks, they had a quarterback rush rate of over 50%. sort of similar to the rush rate that Jordan Love was under when in his game later on in the day. But we'll get to that later. We'll get to that fantastic game in just a bit. The Bears ended up winning that game 31-3. The biggest blowout they've had this season. And Caleb Williams, in my opinion, had his best game of his season. And in my opinion, just based on some of the other things that happened in that game, in conversation would be his best game of his career. Now, it is the Browns, but the Browns are a legit defense. Myles Garrett and the rest of them guys, they can do some things. They can defend. Denzel Ward wasn't out there, so it wasn't like there was much of a hindrance for our wide receivers, the wide receivers that did play. But all in all, the game that the Bears did, it had to happen. The Bears had to show up and dominate because that was a traditional trap game. You have the woeful Browns sandwiched between two big-time main event type games against the Packers. It's easy for a team to drop that game, right? The Bears didn't. They showed up and destroyed that squad, as they should. And Caleb he had one of the best passes you'll ever see. And I've saw it in some of the national games, not some of the national broadcasts. They were comparing that touchdown pass he threw to DJ Moore to the catch. And you all know what the catch is, what I'm referencing, right? The Dwight Clark, Joe Montana throw in the, 81 NFC playoffs, NFC championship game? I think it was 81. I don't want to put it on the same level as far as like importance, but it was an amazing play. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. It was Houdini at work. Iceman. You don't just show up at the crunch time. You show up all through the game, especially when it's cold outside.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns do have a good defense. I expected them to have a little bit more resistance. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of rooting for that. But, and I think Myles Garrett got to Caleb at least once, twice. Okay, yeah. So he's creeping up on that record. But, yeah, very disappointing performance. It seems like they kind of cashed it in. I thought they had more of a running game. I feel like Judkins was better, at least in the early half of the year. So, I don't know, but neither here nor there. The Bears are back in the what, man? Say what you need to say.
Nothing. I know. I'm listening to what you got to say.
No, might be something going on.
No, we just gonna move. We gonna move forward.
What did you think of the excuse that Shador had the wrong play placard on his wrist?
Not an excuse. He didn't. That's what I mean. They weren't prepared to play football. They got flags on 3 of their first 4 plays, and Shador was looking confused out there as they blamed it on him not having the right play sheet on his arm.
So whose job is that? Like, was he handed the wrong play?
It's the equipment manager's job. So that, again, from top down, nobody was ready. Nobody's ready to perform. They play like they was too cold. And yes, somebody in the comments say, yeah, but the Browns play in cold weather too. Yeah, but the Browns are mentally in Mexico. You got to understand that they're mentally in Cancun. Their bodies are in the cold weather, but they ain't ready to play football in the cold.
The equipment manager is in Cancun.
Everybody. Stefanski, he's in Cancun in the unemployment line
for sure
already. But Judkins, the equipment manager, everybody except Myles Garrett. He's the only one still playing football.
Was Kevin Stefanski fired and I missed it?
No, but that's where he's headed. I mean, I would assume.
Oh, right? I agree. And there's questions whether he sabotaged Shador on purpose.
I don't even think people are questioning that. I think they pretty much just feel that.
Yeah, I don't like that narrative, but it's out there. It is a narrative. It's not one that I ascribe to, for one, but yeah, I mean,
if there was any question with the last debacle, that's kind of like your coach could have something to do with. I mean, it's okay. It's not. I don't think it's quite that blatant. But
if you assume that Stefanski is sabotaging a player that reportedly he didn't want to draft, then you assume that Stefanski didn't want his job.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only 32 of these jobs out there in the world. You don't want the one you have?
Yeah,
maybe not in Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, you don't. I hope you wouldn't, because it's not a job that's easy to get again unless you have a track record. So, that would be a bold stance to stand on if you truly felt that way. So, I don't know. Enough about the Browns, even though we're going to a team that we care about, just as least. We're going to talk about the Packers versus Broncos game that came up next. That was the part of the 4:00 slot. The Packers lost to the Broncos 34-26, bringing their record to 9-4-1. And the Broncos are now 12-2. They are, I don't want to say I don't know how they're doing it, but I mean, that's pretty impressive. The Broncos, this game was in Denver, I believe, and they controlled the time of possession. Bo Nix had a masterful game. He went 23 of 34 for 302 yards. He threw a touchdown pass, threw 4 touchdown passes to 4 different receivers. They got to Love 3 times, and Riley Moss and Patrick Surtain each had a interception apiece. And the Packers suck. Did you guys get a chance to check that game out?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
I watched the highlights. Yes,
I didn't. First week in a long time that I did not turn on Sunday Ticket whatsoever, because all the games were right there in my mark. I had the Bears on for the 1 p.m. kickoff, and then I had Packers and the what was the other? Oh, Detroit Lions. We'll get to that game later. Those 2 games were right there in my mark, so I was locked in. That didn't have to watch Sunday Ticket whatsoever. So I checked out a lot of this, and the thing that jumped out of the screen for me in that game is Bo Nix. Bo Nix carved that squad up like it wasn't anything, and that was the thing that shocked me most. Because one, I don't have a high opinion of what Bo Nix is out there doing as a quarterback. I mean, he's what, 30? He was an elder second-year player.
Right.
And to me, I think he's a little limited in some of the finer points of being a quarterback. But it didn't look that way this past Sunday against the Packers. I think he had 123 quarterback rating. As you already stated, 4 touchdowns. He threw for 300, I think 315 yards, 302 yards, something like that. Somewhere in the short range of 300. But it was a really good game. He hit all 4 of his touchdown passes were to different receivers. He was threading the needle. He threaded the needle between 3 defensive backs on one of those touchdown passes. Oh my God. I did not expect that. I expected to see the Broncos maybe win a game late. At least that's what I wanted to see. But the way they went on a run, I think they when the Packers went up 14-3 or something like that, and then the Broncos stormed back and went on a 20-3 run. I did not expect that. The whole second half was just a domination from the Browns, not the Browns, but the Broncos. But the biggest loss the Packers took was number 1.
Yeah, Micah tearing his ACL.
Gotta find. Some good analysis from Joni Evans. The big losses in the game were Watson, who's always hurt, I feel like, and Micah Parsons, ended up tearing his ACL. He probably did mask a lot of the secondary issues, because that was one thing that early in the year I'm like, oh yeah, we can pass all over him. Parsons, had his way with the Lions this year, and got them 2 major victories that, although they won't have him the rest of the year, he did do a good job of securing a spot over Detroit as it stands right now. I'm not sure if the Lions can pass the Packers. But anyway, speaking of the Lions, we were the second 4:00 game. We went up against the LA Rams in LA, and we basically succumbed to the passing onslaught of Puka Nacua, Stafford, Devontae Adams. Adams ended up getting hurt in the game. I haven't seen any updates on whether or not, what status he's at, but it actually started off okay. The Lions had an interception by Hutch. Stafford wasn't perfect in the game. He was certainly good enough, but he made a few mistakes, and Hutch made him pay on one of them and almost brought it back to the house. But not only were we not able to stop them on the pass, Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, the former Michigan running back, both, gouged us a couple times. On the offensive side of things, they held up to their end of the bargain. J-Mo had a big game. St. Brown had a big game. Gibbs did not. Gibbs and Montgomery did not. But Goff did a good job of making things happen in a one-dimensional situation where he had to put the ball in the air 41 times, which not ideal, but he did what he could do. And when it came down to it, he just couldn't get the stops. I know on their first drive, the Rams converted were 2 of 2 on fourth down. And of course, in addition to all that, there was some controversial calls that played at the 1 yard line, which I think they probably would have scored on anyways. They would have scored on anyways, if we're being real. But pretty blatant missed call there. There was a pretty bad pass interference call. Once again, I don't want to hang my hat on that, but it was pretty bad. And we only lost.
If you want to talk about the refs, if that first one, that Parkinson TD, wild that they actually reviewed that and then came back and said, you know what, it is a touchdown. It was nowhere near a touchdown. But
some people questioned if it was a catch. Now, I personally couldn't. You could see the ball moving, but I couldn't with my naked eye see it hit the ground. So I'm like, okay, cool. Tom Brady in the booth was like, I know for certain, this is before it was called, I know for certain that he's short. That much he knew without a shadow of a doubt. So they were all befuddled. But my bad, I cut your wisdom.
No, it's cool. I mean, if based on that one, you can question every call after that from that point on, because how do you miss that? In fact, the refs missing it is one thing, because they usually don't miss something that blatantly short, but them missing it in Secaucus too? Wow.
Right.
I'd have protest that loss.
Yeah, that was crazy. And I was just like, us as Lions fans, I will admit, we cry about the refs a lot. For better or for worse, we throw that out there. So I try not to do that, but come on, that was crazy. Dave, you got a chance to watch the game?
Oh yeah, I watched it, and no, I agree. That was a bad call. But hey, Rams played with heart. We got to give them that. You both did. It's just the Rams came away with it there at the end. And it does not help your case, Foster, to move up in the division.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. That was a big one. I didn't go into the game with a boatload of confidence, but that certainly took a lot of wind out of our sails. So, but moving on, who did the Vikings play on? That was Sunday night.
Sunday night, we played the Matt Eberflus defense Dallas Cowboys. And boy, I wish I played his defense every week of the year. It would have been fantastic.
Haven't the Vikings played that defense enough, Dave?
We got
over the last few years,
except for like once. Minnesota Vikings just dominated the game for all intents and purposes. I shouldn't say they dominated. At halftime, it was tied. It started off with J.J. McCarthy on his first drop back, throws it, gets blocked. He goes up. Rather than spike it, he baps it up. And it goes straight into the arms of a fat round belly for Dallas.
That was a funny play.
And I'm shaking my head and going, oh, no, it's going to be one of those games. Well, our defense held. They only got 3 points, which is fine. And then we got the ball back and we drove the field. And it ended up 17-17 at half. And then came the second half. And McCarthy was hot. He hit Jalen Naylor a couple times, couple touchdowns, including the one in the fourth quarter. He hit T.J. Hawkinson streaking down the middle with a freaking rifle bullet. It was a beautiful pass and catch. Too bad T.J. couldn't keep standing up. It had so much velocity on it, I think it knocked him off his balance a little bit. And it was just a wonderful game where the Minnesota Vikings outscored the Cowboys 34-26 was the final. But there's still the problem of Justin Jefferson. He had 8 targets and caught 2. He had a 9th for a touchdown, but it was called back because of illegal formation. But we still got the touchdown. Not a biggie. The touchdown after that was a thing of beauty. It fooled everybody. It was 4th and 1 on the 1. JJ under center takes the ball, snaps it, shows it, empty hands to Jordan Mason, who did a perfect into the line. He goes. J.J. McCarthy kept it on his back hip, squirts around, and walks in. Actually, Gritty's in for the touchdown.
That was smooth. I like
Not
that.
even seen. Even the all-22 camera guy in the end zone, the opposite end zone, didn't catch it all. He thought the ball was handed off. And it was perfect because it was the second time that a team had used the Peyton Manning naked boot against the Dallas Cowboys to score a touchdown against the Dallas Cowboys. It was funny. But it was a very, very good game. J.J. McCarthy scored extremely high in his PFF rankings, which has not been kind to him all year long. His EPA has skyrocketed to where he's in generally the top 5 these last 2 weeks. And who knows? We may not be needing a trade for Joe Burrow. Now, that's a whole different story if Joe Burrow becomes available. But the decision now may be, let's see how he finishes out the last 3 games. If he finishes well, we'll go from we need somebody to compete for the starting job with him to somebody that is a grizzled veteran that can, stand in and mentor him more and blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. But the game itself was a thing of beauty. The defense played well for the most part. The offense played well for the most part. Now, we've lost a couple guys from the game. We didn't have Christian Darrisaw, our left tackle, play because he had swelling on his knee, which is a worrisome thing because he's 14 months post his ACL tear and surgery. We lost for the season Jonathan Grenard. He's going in to have his shoulder surgery. And we lost Josh Metellus, we found out today. He's going in for his shoulder surgery as well. They're both put on the IR for the rest of the season, which is the 3 games. And so it's going to be interesting going into the last 3 games how we look. But I'm happy so far, just as long as they don't rest everybody.
Coming out of that game, Dave, I had a lot of questions about your quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. But losing Grenard was kind of crazy because he was having a good game. I mean, some of the moves he was putting on the Dallas Cowboys offensive line was ridiculous. I'm like, man, that's a good ass player. But I had a lot of questions about J.J. McCarthy. One of them about him back-to-back good games. One of them about that gritty he did. But the question that I really want answered, who's actually throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson? Is it McCarthy or is it 9? Because whoever it really is throwing it, cut him.
Now, this question came up on the Real Forno show on Monday night, and or something similar. And I said, I'm wondering if they're very good friends, right? And you've seen them at ball games together. They've done all sorts of things off the field together. They're friends. They really like each other. And, of course, Justin Jefferson's wanting to mentor him and lead him. And I'm wondering if there's some sort of mental block from both of them where JJ's going, I've got to throw it to the best wide receiver in the league. And he messes up, in the process. And Justin Jefferson on the other end is I've got to catch these for the young kid. And he messes up. And he dropped a sure touchdown in the end zone. That JJ hit him in the hands later, I think it's third or fourth quarter, and he dropped it. He was open, got hit in the hands. Ball may have had a little zing on it, but it wasn't his 110-mile-an-hour rifle shot. And then JJ dropped it. Their Jets dropped it. And it's just like, I don't know. There's something mental because JJ McCarthy's in sync with Jordan Addison, has been since preseason, is in sync with Jalen Naylor, who turns out to be one of his favorite targets. It's just the Justin Jefferson thing has everybody scratching their head as to why. And I think both of them are overthinking it.
Very interesting. A Michigan to Michigan State connection. I like it. I don't know. Sometimes it looks like he's trying to throw it through Justin Jefferson. So, maybe they are friends, but.
They are. Their lockers are side by side. I think it's just JJ, as in McCarthy, feels too much pressure throwing to the best wide receiver in the league. And Justin Jefferson feels too much pressure that he's got to make it perfect for JJ. And then it doesn't happen. Now, the one, JJ threw a ball to Jefferson, and it was to the right flat and deep flat. And it went off the tips of Jefferson's hands. And you wonder, well, what the heck? Well, JJ was being hit at the time because Aaron Jones messed up blocking, and he tripped up Donovan Jackson, and Donovan Jackson's guy got to JJ right as he threw it, and it sailed a little slightly high. But I don't know. They've got to figure it out. Once they do, it's going to be magic. But they've got to get over this mental thing, the block that seems to be there. And it's puzzling why it is.
All right. Well, they got a couple more games to get it figured out. Sounds
Jonas
like this
overthinking. And JJ has the drops. Justin Jefferson has dropped more balls this year than he ever has.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic. It's kind of odd to see what's going on right now, but it sounds like you got some reinstilled confidence in him. I feel like you were almost to the point where it was like, hey, sorry, but
right. No, but we wanted to see improvement. We're seeing improvement, and we're seeing very good improvement. Now we're going to have to work on his footwork in the offseason. Ever since Kevin O'Connell said, we're going to stop worrying about the footwork and all that stuff. We just want you to go out and play and make the right decisions. It's been golden. He had his best game. He threw 15 for 24 for 250 yards. And if you take away JJ, as in Jets, out of his receivers, he was perfect. Another 2D touchdowns passed. Another one ran in. He's the only quarterback that's done multiple touchdown throws and runs. Was it 5 times in his first 8 games? starting. It's something.
Right. Well, that wraps up week 15. On the other end of this, we're going to get to the preview for week 16. This is an ad for Midwest Cypress. If you are a hip hop fan, subscribe to the channel. We got some more content coming that way.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's my 30-second story with Guinness. As soon as my sister and I get home for the holidays, we don't even unpack. We head straight to our pub. The bartender already knows our order, Guinness and fries. We laugh all night, catch up with old friends, and walk home with faces sore from smiling. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. That was my 30-second story with Guinness.
Guinness Draft Stout. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Diageo Beer Company, USA, New York, New York.
We are back. It is time to talk week 16. The first game of the week goes to the Minnesota Vikings. So what you guys got going on?
We are traveling to the Meadowlands to take on the already eliminated, along with us, and we were eliminated last week before the game kicked off, thanks to Chicago Bears, right, Pay? And
oh, yes.
But we're going to take on the New York Giants. They're looking to battle for the number one seed, the number one pick, pardon me.
There you go.
Not seed, pick. And it's going to be an interesting game. We want to see J.J. McCarthy continue to grow, continue to throw well. Let's see how he does on the road this time. And he's done better on the road. The Vikings are favored by 2.5 to 3 points, depending on which bookie you're looking at. And approximately over under around 40. They expect a low scoring game. It's going to be interesting to see who plays and who doesn't for the Vikings. Like I said, Metellus is out. Grenard's out on the defense. Will Christian Darrisaw be out? Will Brian O'Neill be out because he re-aggravated his foot? It's going to be interesting. How many people are just, shut down for the season because we are eliminated? I don't know. I just hope KOC doesn't, bring it back to where it's only 2/5 of the normal starting line and then J.J. McCarthy's running for his life all the time. But we should pull this one out, and it should be a relatively victory.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, if I know Dart and his ever injured brain is happy that Grenard is not going to be playing.
Oh, yes. But Dallas Turner can pad his stats for the season.
Hey, there's a thing. Sorry, Mr. Dart.
It's going to be interesting. And Dallas Turner plays, even though Dallas Turner has been groomed to play the Van Ginkel role, he's actually better playing the Grenard role. So we'll see how it goes. And he has 4 or 5 sacks so far this season.
All right. I don't know why I forgot that Dart came back. I was like, is Jameis Winston out there? But yeah.
Dart has as many concussions, I believe, as Tua type deal. It's up there. Oh, and whoever is posting the memes now that Tua's been benched and he needs to come to Minnesota, you're funny.
Yeah. I think that simultaneously Jets will ask for his to be traded if that's the case. Even as a backup. Any chance that he gets out there? No. But all right, so that's the Vikings and Giants. The next game on the agenda is the Lions versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sunday afternoon.
Yes. Yeah, the Lions, the chances of us making the playoff are certainly bleak, especially if we lose that game. And I don't anticipate that we'll lose. We never lose 2 in a row. And the Jahmyr Gibbs, our best offensive player, arguably, he's simultaneous. Every other week he's had it's either 0 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns for the last 7 weeks. So he's due for his 3 touchdown performance. But yeah, our backs are against the wall. This is a home game. We perform pretty well at home, so I expect us to handle business. But the Steelers are coming off a dominant performance against the Dolphins, and I also forgot that they got Adam Thielen.
Yes, they do.
But
he's now happy again playing football.
Right. Yeah. He hated his life in Carolina. They're doing pretty good, aren't they?
Oh, he made comment after
he was back in Vikings.
No, when he was in Minnesota, he got disgruntled again for the second
back
time.
to Minnesota.
And then he got traded to Pittsburgh and signed by Pittsburgh after we released him. He goes, I'm in love with the game again, or something to that effect.
Wow.
That's love platitudes
in the background.
Yeah.
He's no longer right directly behind me.
He said, get him out my way. Yeah. But yeah, as far as the Pittsburgh Steelers are concerned, they are 8-6 like the Lions are, but I think they're reaping the benefits of a very weak division. I think at one time we thought that the AFC North was amongst the likes of us, but the Ravens are having a down year. Burrows has got stuff going on, and he's been hurt most of the year. And neither side of the ball, I'm not really impressed by them. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's a shell of himself, but it's just going to be important to keep him under duress. One thing about it is at one time he was better at creating nothing out of something, but nowadays his completion percentage over expectancy, it's very low in this day and age. And that's just due to the fact that he's not as elusive. He's just not where he used to be. DK Metcalf has been kind of a disappointment, and I'm sure there's some Steelers fans out there that probably wish they had George Pickens again. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
that's a take.
Pickens plays great when he wants to play.
Yeah, and that's rearing its ugly head in Dallas, or it did in the Lions game anyway. So, maybe and the Vikings game. I don't know. He didn't have a very good.
He didn't do that well. We had him bottled up.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go too far, but yeah, even their starting running back, he's been injured, but the Gainwell, the dual threat backup running back, has kind of been a godsend for them. He's kind of bailed out my fantasy team a couple times too. So salute to him on that. But let's. That's sore subject for pay. I won't say why.
Afton says, I don't like guys who take plays off, or don't like guys.
Well, in Pickens' case, he takes off practice and then shows up to the game 15 minutes prior.
Yeah.
We had one of the greatest of all time that did it.
Yeah.
Randy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Randy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, the Lions are not favored in this game.
Yes. I found that out yesterday live. Well, not live, but during the show that I did with Jeff. We were not favored? I thought we were.
No, I got
that out twice.
+3 or +4.
Oh, I thought they were given yesterday. They were given Pittsburgh 7
right now, but that's my research. Now it could be old, but let's see.
Yeah.
Wait. You said at one point Pittsburgh was a 7-point favorite. Is that what you just said?
No, they were giving. Well, when you give them, see, I'm not good with the.
It would have been at a neutral field 7 points. Yes.
So when you're giving when you're giving someone points, you're saying the underdog is underdog by X amount of points.
By 7.
That's when you use that phrase, right? So you're saying what you're saying, the phrase is the Steelers are giving the Lions 7 points, which means the Lions are a 7-point underdog.
Maybe.
This can't be right, because right now I'm looking at PFF's tracker,
favorite,
and they've got
favorite. Yes,
Detroit favored by 6.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what
that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's and
my bad. Sorry.
No, you good. You good. I'm like, but yeah. So I think we've only lost one game. I think the only game we lost at home was we lost to Packers too, obviously, but we also lost to Minnesota at home. Yes. So, but yeah, we're a good home team, and we don't lose 2 in a row. So this is the game that Gibbs is going to explode. It's been all or nothing for him as of lately, and
works for me.
Yeah, and then the Steelers, they went all in this year. They're extremely old. They got some players. They have some good players. They just, Ramsey's a little, it's definitely past his prime. Patrick Queen. They got a lot of guys that, are getting up there. So I expect the Lions to handle business next week, this week coming up. But the keys are keeping Rodgers under duress. I really hope that Kirby. I mean, I highly doubt that Kirby Joseph's going to play, but we all know that he gets up for those games against Aaron Rodgers. Our lasting impression and lasting memory playing against him was Kirby intercepting him a couple times. So, but as far as injuries are concerned, the only players outside of the ones that are already on the IR, Taylor Decker and Kirby Joseph, haven't practiced all week. Other than that, we're pretty healthy, I guess.
Yeah, for you to catch the Packers, you're 1.5 games back to their tie.
Because of that tie. That tie is going to save their ass. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is in fact better than a loss, but it's just like,
that's so whack. But hold on. The Lions destroyed the Cowboys, correct?
Yes, it was double digits, couple scores. Yeah,
ended their season for all intents and purposes, and those same Cowboys put 40 on the Packers' head, and the Packers couldn't beat them. It's not better. What I'm saying is, you said that tie is better than a loss. It should be a loss. I'm gonna take this all the way to the Supreme Court if I have to. That tie should be a loss. The Packers should be right there with the Detroit Lions fighting for the season, not giving a boost because they tied. It wasn't tied. In football, we don't tie. Somebody has to win. Packers lost. I declare.
They say it's like kissing your sister. I don't have a sister, so
they do that a lot in Wisconsin. So.
Very good. Very good. And that plays right into the final game of the NFC North weekend. That's on Sunday night?
Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is Saturday. Yep. Oh, so you guys are first. I messed that all up. Take it away.
Yeah, but he's
no need.
Match up for last.
There you go, Dave.
Anyway,
it is once again Packer week, and we got some get back. We got to get on those guys. I do not relish that we got to see them this time without number one out there. I would prefer to beat them with they got all their guys because I don't want no more excuses. All I heard was excuses last year when we beat them. Like, yeah, we pulled Jordan Love. The game didn't matter to us, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you did this, that, and the third in the first game but XYZ, they got nothing but excuses up there in Packer boys, but they got to come to Chicago now. One thing we do in Chicago, we make great food. We don't BS about the weather. And we also don't run out with excuses. No excuses. You're going to take this L. You're going to like it. Caleb Williams is coming off maybe his best game of his career. Jordan Love. Toyota-thon ended early for you, sir. Denver Broncos shut the proverbial Corolla door on him this past Sunday. 2 interceptions. What was it? less than 300 yards. I think it was like 260 he threw against the Denver Broncos. Like that. It's trending that way. You don't have your pass rusher go. You push all your chips in at the beginning of the season for a Super Bowl run with Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons was a great pickup for them. He is probably having a season just as good as Myles Garrett. Not going to get into the record books because Myles Garrett is doing something, spectacular. But his season has been excellent. I think he's second in the league in pressures. He's got 12.5 sacks before he got hurt. After he left that game, in fact, before he left that game, Bo Nix was back there. He was like a sitting duck in that quarterback pocket. No one was getting.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you like that, don't you? So they got no type of pressure on him whatsoever. And without Michael Parsons, I don't think they're going to be able to get any pressure on Caleb Williams either. The offense, I'm going to say it again. I think the Bears got 4 All-Pros. Well, at least 4 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line this season.
This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
Finish your fantasy lineup?
No, but I'm joining this paid group chat with insider info.
Dude, seriously? Forward it to me. Security alert from McAfee. That group's as legit as that knockoff jersey you're wearing.
McAfee's scam detector is available in all McAfee plans for as little as $39.99 for your first year. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, a holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
I'm liking the way that steams up for them coming this way. Now, I would be remiss to say that, yes, the Packers are dealing with some health issues. They lost Michael Parsons. Watson that got hurt. He might be unavailable. They lost one of their offensive linemen in that game as well. He might mess around and be unavailable. The Bears might be down Luther Burden and Roma Dunze coming Sunday. Yes. Kyler Gordon went back to the IR, so his season is effectively done. Luther Burden, he left the game this past Sunday early against the Browns after he led the league. He led the team in reception yards, and they left early. I think he had to get stretchered off. He walked over to the sideline. I think he left the game in a stretcher with an ankle injury. Roma Dunze is dealing with a stress fracture in his foot, so he might be missing some extended time. So, in my opinion, both teams are playing on equal footing as far as who's going to be available. And if you ask me, the home team got the edge. The home team is playing their best ball right now. I think what Ben Johnson said coming into this game against the Browns is that Caleb Williams practiced all last week, pissed off about how the game ended against the Packers. And you saw how he responded, and he put his sequence and rhinestone glittered cleats up the wahoo of the Cleveland Browns defense. And it's only going to be it's only right that he continues to do that same thing when he sees those Packers.
And yet the Packers are favored by 1.5 points.
Yeah, you got a lot of, you see, Vegas likes that type of line. You see, because Vegas knows what's going to happen. Vegas, the script is out there. Vegas gets the script for anybody else. But they set the line right there to get all the juice, all the money. Because you get somebody like me who's a degenerate. You see 1.5. Oh, yeah, I'm taking the Bears. See, they got my money. And then you see somebody as a Packer fan. Shout out to Joni Evans in the comments. She'll probably see that line and say, "Oh, I'm taking the Packers. This is real easy." So that's how Vegas wants to do it. But the way the game is going to go down is the Bears are going to assert their dominance on the rushing the ball. They were very successful running the ball in the first game. The only thing messed them up is they had a sluggish first half. The Bears are the best team the second half of that game. In fact, but football is 4 quarters. You don't you don't get to win a game by being the best team on the second half or one half of football. You got to play a full game. The Bears didn't play a full game. That's why they lost that game.
Or at least
they will play
touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Who scored? What'd you say?
I said, or at least score 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah. The Bears they had to score 4 in the fourth quarter to win that game. 4 plus a 2. They're gonna figure that. They're gonna fix that this week. I have no doubt in my mind. Ben is coming back with blood.
Now,
want to
you
get
don't
that
have weather on your
No,
side.
it's going to be. Have you seen the weather, Dave? It's going to be barbecue weather.
I know. Like 35 degrees at kickoff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the Bears play late. Because the high that day is supposed to be like 47-ish, something like that. Well, maybe 43 by the lake. But I know people that are already sending out flyers talking about, we'll be throwing on the grill Saturday, for the Bears game. Listen, we're gonna clown, we're gonna party, we're gonna drink, and we're gonna celebrate.
They're not worrying about frostbite in the face like last week.
No. We got that out of our system. Thank God, because I can't do no more of that. I can't do no more of those crazy winners.
Now, the Jordan Love did have a rough game last week, and it was partially due to the fact that the Denver Broncos have the best defense, certainly have the best pass rush in all of football. They are, head and shoulders above everybody else as far as sacks per game. But you completely downplay your pass rush. Do you see that being an issue, even with Watson, who's in and out of the lineup all the time anyways, but do you see that being an issue for you this week?
Our pass rush has been an issue for multiple seasons. We generate a very, very little pressure on quarterbacks. Now, I did say earlier we got to Shedeur Sanders. We pressured him 1 out of every 2 dropbacks. His one good play he had in that game in which he had I think it was a 45-yard completion to Isaiah Bond down the middle. Bears went in Tampa too. And if you watch the play, everybody's on the line. Everybody's on the line, but no one got to him. Shedeur sat there and picked Isaiah Bond up down the middle of the field, down the seam, like he was picking candy. Bears struggle getting to quarterbacks. It just so happens that this past week, the Browns were down 4/5 of their offensive line. That helped the Bears in their endeavor getting to him and confusing him. It's going to be a tougher task against Rip Bake, no doubt about it. The game is not going to be won, at least for the Bears' sake, by getting to Jordan Love. It will help. It will help a lot. But the game is going to be won by better communication secondary. We gave up 2 touchdowns. We gave up 3 touchdowns to Jordan Love in that first game with terrible communication. The secondary, Jalen Johnson, that's 2 of them was on you. Not going to happen this time. Everybody's lazy. Everybody's going to be laser focused. I would be shocked if we saw the blown coverage Saturday that we saw the first time the Packers played the Bears. I don't expect that to happen again. I can't count on the Bears to get to Jordan Love in the backfield. They had 1 sack the first time we seen him. I wouldn't put money on us getting another sack against him this season. I mean, against him in this coming game. It's just not something the Bears are good at. Myles Garrett, I think Myles Garrett has the same amount of sacks as the Bears do. Something crazy. It's very close. Myles Garrett has 21 on the season. The Bears got like 25.
And you said that he had an equally good season to Micah Parsons?
Well, there's more to playing edge than just getting to the quarterback, right? There's a lot. He's creating pressures and let some of the other guys get in. Micah Parsons is a little bit more versatile for my money than Myles Garrett. But Myles Garrett was having, with 12.5 sacks and second in the league in pressures is nothing to sneeze at.
I didn't know whether he had. So Garrett doesn't have as many pressures. He just only.
I'm not sure where. I don't think Garrett's not number one. He's not number one in that category.
I think that's Hutch.
For sure, but
I'm not mistaken.
It might be.
It may not be Hutch, but for what it's worth, I guess pressures are important, but
pressures are very important.
Yeah,
because it's allowing the quarterback to move.
Yes. I won't get started on Hutch Good player. But yeah, so the playoff picture is starting to formulate a little bit. And this may or may not be too soon to start talking about it, but I did want to see what your guys' thoughts were as far as potential Super Bowl matchups. You can throw out a winner if you want to. I mean, we are what? How many weeks are there in football? 17, 18? 17, right?
18.
18 scheduled weeks. The teams play 17 games.
Right. So yeah, who do you guys like right now? Me personally, you look at the AFC, it's like, what? Like, is this real? Like, I don't know. None of these. It's kind of hard to choose as far as AFC favorites because a lot of these teams weren't even good last year. But Pay, what do you think the Super Bowl matchup would be?
Well, if we keep the matchups as they are presently, you got the Bears and Packers first round. I like that. And in Soldier Field, bear weather. I like it. But if we keep it as it is, we got Bears play Packers in the first and the wild card game. Scroll back down. Got the Eagles playing the 49ers. Yeah, 49ers first, and then the Buccaneers are hosting the Seahawks. And the way that would break out is the Rams will end up having to play. In my opinion, the Rams got to play the Seahawks again. It's a lot of rematches in the playoffs. On the AFC side, the Patriots are going to have to play in the first week. Will be the who's the number 7 over there
in the AFC?
Yeah.
Oh, because they lost to the Bills this last week.
Right. Right. Texans. The Texans versus the Patriots is an interesting matchup. That could be an upset. The Jaguars are playing some good ball, but I'm not going to trust them against the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. And you got the Steelers and the Chargers. The Chargers are obviously going to win that game. So and then you come down and you have the Chargers will have to play the Broncos in the next round. And I like the Broncos in that matchup. So the way this is all trending, it's really hard to say that the top two teams don't meet up in the middle.
So you're going for the Broncos versus the Rams?
Yeah, because the way the playoffs are, again, if the playoffs started today, the way that things are set up right now, Rams and the Broncos, they got some decent matchups. I think the Rams are a lot better than the Seahawks, and they'll have to prove that again this weekend, right? But if they play them in the divisional round of the playoffs, I expect the Rams to sweep them for the season, and then have a choice against the Bears and the 49ers. And right now, I would edge the I would slot the Rams into the Super Bowl from that perspective. Same thing for the Broncos. The Broncos now have the longest winning streak in the league after the Patriots loss. I think they've won 11 in a row now. The Broncos they're tough. They're not. You mentioned earlier that they're leading the league in team sacks. They're actually on pace to to have the most sacks ever for a defense, more than the 1985 Bears. That's what type of pace they are right now. Last year they led the league in takeaways. They don't have that. They're not a very good takeaway team this year. Now they're just a good, put your quarterback in the dirt team. And that's even better. So and if Bo Nix can have at least one game like he had against the Packers, that's all they need to get them to the Super Bowl.
Dave?
Well, I've always said team with the better quarterback wins 80% of the games. And the better quarterbacks in each division that are in the playoff hunt are for the AFC, it's got to be Buffalo. But when you get to these deep in playoffs, you need defenses as well. Defenses tend to step up and you need them. And it's hard to pick because I can't see Bo Nix rolling in there. I'd take Drake May over Bo Nix. But, again, it comes to the whole team effort, and you need the defense. The AFC is the toughest one for me to select That's oof. I would have to go probably because Buffalo, they have Josh Allen, but they only have a running back. They have no receivers. It's
AFC's weird.
Yeah, I would probably go Drake May and the Patriots. Finally ended up because I can't see Bo Nix running the table. He might. He very well might. And Sean Payton works his magic with yet another quarterback. But I don't know. And for the NFC, right now it's Stafford. I can't see anybody but the Rams.
So you would take the winner of the Steelers-Chargers to beat the Broncos in the divisional round? Is what you're saying? Is that what you said? Or you have the Broncos losing in the championship? Okay.
Yeah. Most likely the championship. It's a strange year. It's really, really strange. It's like with Patrick Mahomes out, I saw a meme, first time in 28 years, one of these three quarterbacks haven't been in the playoffs. And it showed Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Pat Mahomes. And
it's kind of weird not seeing Jackson involved in the mix too.
Yeah.
But my rule of thumb is a lot of these AFC teams, I couldn't have even told you the Jaguars are 10-4. Like, that's just mind blowing to me. But my rule of thumb is never believe anything the Chargers do. They get bounced every year in the first round.
Steelers are always first round out.
Yeah.
Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2016. And they haven't been close in those games. All of those games they lost in the playoffs since then have been at least 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
now, with that said,
right now,
yeah, they have another matchup with the Ravens, so it could be their lead is 10 at best.
Who's got the tiebreaker?
I will say this though: the Chargers have had the most beat up offensive line in the league, and the Steelers do have T.J. Watt. So take that for what it's worth.
Do they? Well, what did he say? He's got some type of.
He had a punch. No, he had a collapse lung.
Yeah.
So I expect him to. By the playoffs, he should be up. I'm not a doctor. I haven't even been to a
Holiday Inn. He's got to get into the playoffs. He's got to beat the Lions. He's got some work to do now. We're not getting ahead of ourselves.
It's okay. I'm rooting against you too. I don't want to push them into the playoffs just yet, and expecting TJ Watt to play. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I haven't even been at a Holiday Inn Express lately. So what I'm saying, take it for a grain of salt. But from what I've read, I do not think TJ Watt will have an extended absence. If they do make the playoffs, I would expect him to play.
Yeah. And I, echo that sentiment about, it's hard for me to see Bo Nix running the table. But we have seen some, dare I say, mediocre quarterbacks with the help of their defense, will them all the way, to the Super Bowl and actually win a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, correct?
Yes.
So anything is possible, right? But yeah,
but yes.
Yeah, the Eagles, they're very iffy and sometimes to me. I thought that they were getting back on the right track, but the Bears, did them something filthy. So, I don't like any. It may be recency biases and me just getting a chance to watch the Rams, but they appear to be the most complete team from top to bottom.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow night, Thursday night. They play the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. And the Seahawks are in right now or no?
As in secured a spot?
No, they haven't secured a spot yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, not in, but okay, they're in the playoff. Okay, so yeah, that's a big game right there. That's got some implications. So
the Rams have secured a spot. Seattle has not, but they've got tied records 11-3. Rams won the first time. And then San Francisco is sitting there at 10-4. And San Francisco may be in if Seattle loses.
Okay, San Francisco. Yeah, they got their own set of injury issues, but they may be trending in the right direction at the right time. Detroit Rock City says Watt had surgery for his lung on Monday, so pretty recent.
And Watson for Green Bay supposedly reported to the ER after the Denver game. Thought he had a dislocated rib.
Wow.
But he's looking to play. He was limited in practice.
All right. So that'll about do it for the show. We're at the hour mark. We can go around the room and what do you guys have going on for the rest of the week? We're almost at the holidays. Doesn't feel like, I don't know, for some reason it doesn't feel like Christmas is a week away.
It is.
It is, though. It definitely is.
Bye. Over on Vikings First and Skull, we'll have the Real 4-0 show tomorrow night. It looks like we're not going to have an X's and Skulls, which would normally be tonight, because Tyler is going to the Wolves game. And so, hey, it is what it is. I'm already working on his first threeper for draft evaluations, couple corners and a safety, editing that, and we'll have that up hopefully by early next week. And then we have two old bloggers on Saturday. And there's going to be the full house for us. Myself, Darren Campbell, and the Drewster.
I thought that was Coach, but I didn't recognize the thing. Hey, what you got going on?
Over at the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel, we have Pay Dirt coming on later, right after this show, our football gambling segment where we try to build a perfect parlay. To tomorrow, Friday, we'll be dropping the preview for the Bears and Packers. Don't want to miss that. Those are always an electric show. But check it out anywhere you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio. She might be there. She might be. She's her PTO is out. She's run out of PTO, so she has to show up.
Gotcha.
Available anywhere you get your podcasts. That's Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the rest, and everything available on YouTube as well.
And on the Bleachers to Speakers side of things, we stay tuned. We should have a Saturday morning game preview for the Steelers game. Also check out I think it's called Behind Enemy Lines, which is a joint show I did with Jeff Hartman for the Steelers game. So there's plenty of you'll get plenty of content regarding that game coming up. That's always a fun game. A lot of Steelers fans in Michigan, unfortunately. But other than that, me and Coach should have a show coming up real soon. We got signed a brand new free agent, and sign a new free agent.
Then the following week is Christmas.
That's right. Do we? I think we play on Christmas.
I think we do.
Oh yeah, we play on Christmas. So it only gets better. Only gets better. What do they say in Chicago, Pay?
What we say in Chicago is, if there was a meteor headed towards the earth, we want the meteor to hit Wisconsin first. And with my last breath, I'm going to say, F the Packers.
Hey, I concur.
Well, what do they say in Minnesota? What do they say in Detroit, too? Yeah, let's get them out of here.
In Minnesota, we say, Skull Vikings! And in Detroit, they say...
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening to this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all the guys from Chicago, we say three things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.